Srimad Bhagavad Gita kakva jeste? Chapter 13, texts 8 to 12. Amanitvam madambitvam ahimsak shantirarjavam acharyopasanam shocham staryam atma vinigraha indriyarteshu vairagyam anahankara evacha janma mrityu jara vyadi dukkha doshanudarshanam asaktirana vishvanga putradara grihadishu nityam cha samachittatvam ishtanishto papatishu mai chananya yogena bhaktiravya vicharini vivikta desha sevitvam aratirjana samsadi adhyatma jnana nityatvam tattva jnanartha darshanam etaj jnanamiti proktam ajnanam yadatonyatam. Translation: humility, pridelessness, non-violence, tolerance, simplicity, approaching the bona fide spiritual master, cleanliness, steadiness and self-control, renunciation of the objects of sense gratification, absence of false ego, the perception of the evil of birth, death, old age and disease, non-attachment to children, wife, home and the rest, and even-mindedness amid pleasant and unpleasant events, constant and unalloyed devotion to me, resorting to solitary places, detachment from the general mass of people, accepting the importance of self-realization and philosophical search for the absolute truth, all these I thus declare to be knowledge, and what is contrary to these is ignorance. Gdje su stavili ovdje komentar? Znaš gdje su stavili komentar ovdje do početka ili sad? Je ovo prvi put ovaj stih? Ne znaš možda da li su čitali već? Ne znam. Aha. Jer ovdje je obeleženo negdje u sredini, nije na početku. Moguće da su čitali. Pa ne znam ko bi znao to. Koga da pitanje. So I don't know where is the last section of the purport that have been read. It was on Saturday, maybe Saturday. Somebody gave a class, but. I will speak about humility. So we will read only part of the purport because it's a very long purport and devotees can do it in several days. As for the knowledge outlined here, the items may be analyzed as follows. Humility means that one should not be anxious to have the satisfaction of being honored by others. The material conception of life makes us very eager to receive honor from others, but from the point of view of a man in perfect knowledge, who knows that he is not this body, anything, honor or dishonor, pertaining to this body is useless. One should not be hankering after this material deception. People are very anxious to be famous for their religion, and consequently sometimes it is found that without understanding the principles of religion, one enters into some group which is not actually following religious principles and then wants to advertise himself as a religious mentor. As for actual advancement in spiritual science, one should have a test to see how far he is progressing, and he can judge by these items. So the first item of knowledge is amanitvam, humility. And as we know, Lord Chaitanya has mentioned that the most important qualification for chanting the holy name is humility. Being more tolerant than a tree, more humble than a grass. Amanina manadena Kirtaniya Sadhari, such person can chant holy name constantly. And maybe some of you know that we have this online encyclopedia called Vanipedia.org, and in this online encyclopedia of Srila Prabhupada's teachings, we have a category called humility. So category is collection of quotes from Srila Prabhupada's books, from Srila Prabhupada lectures, conversation and letters. And devotees have been doing this for 11 years, making 14,000 categories. And I will look a little bit in this category while I am talking about humility. Today's verse mentions humility, and the purport in the purport Srila Prabhupada explains. A person who is puffed up by education has no humility and therefore does not seek the protection of a bona fide spiritual master. He thinks that he does not require a spiritual master and that he can achieve the perfection by his own efforts. So there is 4 obstacles to devotional service: Janma, Ishvarya, Shruta, Shibir, and the third one is Shruta. It means learning, if one is very educated, or if one is born in a family of academics or very learned persons, then usually this person also wants to have education. And then they think that they know so much that they don't need the guidance of a spiritual master. But they may know material knowledge, but they don't have spiritual knowledge. Then it is said that the person who sometimes exhibits humility and bashfulness is called shy. In the Nectar of Devotion, it says, a sense of weakness caused by distress, fearfulness, or offensiveness is called humility. In this condition, one becomes talkative, small in heart, dirty in mind, full of anxiety, and inactive. Although everyone is a servant of the Lord, one Vaishnava servant, because of humility, sees another servant as his master. So therefore devotees address each other as Prabhu, which means master. Although Haridas Thakur was the greatest of all Hindus in his behavior, he considered himself a Mohammedan and did not enter the temple. Lord Chaitanya could understand his humility. Then there is mention of Dhruva Maharaj humbly admitting in the Srimad Bhagavatam story, humbly admitting that he is lacking Brahminical humility, and he was unable to accept the instructions of Narada Muni, who was telling him to give up his anger at his father who rejected him and to forget competing with him and trying to get a planet bigger than his. So we have an example of someone here who is admitting that he has no humility. But still, he was humble enough to follow the instructions of Narada Muni. He gave him another set of instructions how to achieve what he wants. Again, he recommended that he worships Vishnu. So you have by alphabet, you have different quotes, and also you can search, for example. Actually, I will read you some subcategories. Chaitanya's humility, Devotional service to God gives humility. Then there is grass, humiliating Chaitanya, humility in devotional service to God, Krishna's humility, our humility, disciples of Srila Prabhupada category, Prabhupada and his humility, Radharani's humility. So Prabhupada and his humility has 82 pages, and we will go back to this. Then straw also is a category, subcategory. And then we have humility, which you can only find mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. Then another category is humility in Chaitanya Charitamrita and all the other books. Then humility in lectures, conversations in letters. This is another category. And then there is a category prideless, great humility, out of humility, subcategories. The beginning of knowledge is humility, like we see in this verse. Then without false prestige, amanitvam, this is also from this verse. Amanitvam means and humility means. And then by alphabet you can find different quotes. They are called Vani quotes. Vani means instruction. And you have a lot of, from the alphabet you have a lot of these letters and quotes that start with these letters. But okay, we are now interested to look into Srila Prabhupada and his humility. And first we will look at the subcategory humility means. In this verse, I think it says humility means. Yes, we have humility means, this phrase. So this is a search by phrases, different phrases. Humility means not to follow. This is strange. Not to follow the instructions of Guru. Humility means, no. This is a question by Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada actually asks, does humility mean not to follow the instructions of Guru? So he speaks with Burjan Prabhu. Okay, so that's one quote with humility means. There is only these two quotes with humility means. Okay, let's go to see Srila Prabhupada's humility. Prabhupada and his humility, it has 82 pages. So I think we will look at this at the rest of the class. I'm just trying to disseminate this message of my spiritual master, and if there is any credit for this service, everything goes to him. There is no credit for me, Srila Prabhupada says. Actually, I am dependent on your mercy. If you kindly follow my instructions and continue to push on Krishna consciousness, that will make me very happy. You must very strictly observe the regulative principles and chant 16 rounds a day. 4 regulative principles. No eating meat, fish and eggs, no gambling, no intoxication, and no illicit sex. Actually, I am the most unworthy servant of His divine grace because I delayed to execute His order by so many years. But it was better I began late than never, and therefore He has kindly sent to me so many young hearts to cooperate with me. So Srila Prabhupada is addressing his Western disciples. Actually, whatever is happening it is due to His divine grace, Srila Prabhupada, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, because personally I am completely incapable. Although I cannot give you anything as Father, still I can pray to Krishna for your more and more advancement in Krishna consciousness. Although my Guru Maharaj ordered me to accomplish this mission, I am not worthy or fit to do it. I am very fallen and insignificant. O Lord, now I am begging for your mercy so that I may become worthy, for you are the wisest and most experienced of all. Although officially I am your spiritual master, I consider you all students as my spiritual master because your life for Krishna and service for Krishna teach me how to become a sincere Krishna conscious person. So Srila Prabhupada says to his disciples that they are all his guru. And people are recognized, I am great. Don't make me small. I will not give you much trouble, but I am now invalid. What can I do? Now, as far as I understand, this is not that Srila Prabhupada is asking his disciples to glorify him. He doesn't want that devotees spoil the reputation of Krishna consciousness movement and Krishna consciousness by some nonsense activities. Because people will judge a guru by his disciples. As far as knowing Krishna, I am not so fortunate that I claim like that. But still, as a child, I claim the person Krishna is reality. My estimation may be childish. Because you are already acquainted with Krishna, I have no objection to accepting you as my disciple. Practically, I do not have any disciples. I select so many masters to train them in the service of the Lord. So he calls his disciples masters. Better stop in fewer places and have first-class programs there, but I am simply at your mercy and I have only the protection of Krishna in all circumstances. Therefore, wherever you make me to do, that I am prepared. So this is about programs. They wanted to organize programs in many places, and Srila Prabhupada said, better stop in fewer places and have first-class programs. But still, he leaves them to decide if they want to engage him in many places or in fewer places. Even though one may be an incarnation of Krishna or especially empowered by him, he should not advertise that he is an incarnation. People will automatically accept the real truth in due course of time. From my personal point of view, I think that I am so sinful that I cannot even approach Krishna to show me any favor, but I have only one hope, my spiritual master. He is very kind. Guru Maharaj liked me, I know. By his blessings, everything has happened. I was not worth it. What did I do? I do not know why he liked me. I was not worthy. There were so many disciples, and still he liked me. Guru Maharaj wanted, and these Gaudiya Math people did not do anything. So let me try in this old age. The inspiration came, and I went to America. By his grace, it has become a little successful. That's all. I have no credit. He, my Guru Maharaj, asked me to take up this job as soon as I met him in 1922. Unfortunately, I was so worthless that I delayed the matter until 1965. But he is so kind that by force he engaged me in his service. So how many years is this? 22 to 65. That's 43. So 43 years later, he executed the mission of his spiritual master.
22, 65,
30. 40.
40.
43. I accept you all as assistants or representatives of my Guru Maharaj, who is still helping me because I am so feeble and unworthy. So he is addressing his disciples. I also speak from the Bhagavad Gita, and the students also speak from the Bhagavad Gita. The Bhagavad Gita is the same in all the centers, but it may be because I have little more experience, I can explain them a little more nicely. I am in receipt of your note and gift of one ring. Just now I am wearing it, so Prabhupada will wear rings that devotees give them as gift. Because you have sincerely offered, I must accept on behalf of my Guru Maharaj, although I am not worthy. I am just doing the work of a bearer. There is nothing of my personal contribution, and I ask all your mercy so that I may be able to distribute Krishna's message as it is without any deviation. I am lower than you. I am the lowest of all creatures. I am simply trying to execute the order of my spiritual master. That's all. That should be the business of everyone. Try best. Try your best to execute the higher order. I am not eligible for these honors. Whatever is being done, it is Lord Krishna's mercy. He is unlimited and His mercy is also unlimited. So by His mercy, even a crow can dance like a peacock. I am not Guru. The Guru has no material body. Just like the statue is not material, similarly, Guru's body is not material. I am not the actual bestower of mercy. Rather, I am just a messenger for Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So just work hard for Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and His mercy will fall upon you like torrents of rain in the monsoon season. I am not the greatest. I have got my spiritual master. He has got his spiritual master. He has got his spiritual master. In this way, we go up to Brahma, who is the original spiritual master within this universe, who gave us the Vedic knowledge. I am praying to my spiritual master to give me strength to finish this work. I am neither a great scholar nor a great devotee. I am simply a humble servant of Him, and to the best of my ability, I am trying to please Him by publishing these books. I am simply messenger. Mercy is of Bhaktivinoda Thakur and Srila Prabhupada, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta. Before your coming, they predicted that somebody will bring. Maybe that somebody I am, Bhaktivinoda Thakur predicted. I am so much grateful to you and other devotees of the Krishna Consciousness Society that it gives me a great pride that Krishna has given me association of such nice boys. I am very insignificant. I have no capacity. My business is only to convey the message of Krishna. Just like a postal peon, his business is to convey the letter. I do not claim that I am Sanskrit scholar. I am this big man, that man. No. Whatever books I have written only about this, Krishna. In our book, in every page you will find Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. I do not think myself an authority. I am just to serve the order of my spiritual master. I have never said anything which is not spoken by Krishna. I never said in my opinion. I never said, you are so many students. I never said that to you. What is my opinion? One should know. What is the value of my opinion? I am imperfect being. I have no capacity, but I took it. The words of my Guru as life and soul. So this is fact. Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chitete Koriya Aikya. Everyone should do that. But if he makes addition, alteration, then he is finished. I have no higher consciousness. I have to thank you. It is all due to you. It is not my credit, but it is your credit that you are helping me in executing the order of my Guru Maharaj. I am translating Srimad Bhagavatam, and if you are contributing for its publication and helping for its distribution, this means there is no difference between your service and my service. If one wants to understand something about Bhagavad Gita, about the spiritual movement, he may consult me. If there is any credit, it goes to my spiritual master, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada. In fact, I am a worthless person because my spiritual master ordered me to take up this work in 1922, but I did not carry his order until 1958. So he came to the West at 65, but he also started preaching in 1958 more intensely. It is also Krishna's grace that I got good father and a good spiritual master, and in my old age also Krishna has favored me with so many good children. So when I feel I see that Krishna is so kind upon me, so I offer my obligations unto him. It is only because Krishna has somehow or other given me such assistance as yourselves that I have got any success. I appreciate your helping me in this way. You are more dear to me than my own daughters. It is your kindness that you accepted me, but I never expected that these people will accept Krishna consciousness. It may be a tiny attempt, humble attempt, but our aim is how these dogs and cats will become Brahmana. This is our aim. We do not want to keep them in the position of cats and dogs and pigs. Krishna consciousness is so valuable that it plays wonderful, and there are many instances within our society. Similarly, I was a crow, and now they consider me a peacock. But I was trying to be a peacock whenever there was the opportunity. Krishna has sent me so many spiritual masters. My father also trained me and instructed me to his best capacity, and he prayed for me that Radharani may be pleased upon me, and I think by my father's blessings and grace, I may have come to this position. My life, according to Shastra, if we have actually developed Krishna consciousness, we are going to Krishna. I may not, but they will go. My touring is natural. I have started this movement. I want to see that it is going on nicely, so you kindly help me. Don't deviate. That is my only request. Starts to cry, Srila Prabhupada. Then you will remain solid. Now I can see it is a miracle. Otherwise, your city of New York, one single old man with only a few books to sell for barely getting eatables, how he can survive? What to speak of introducing God consciousness movement for saving the humankind? Of course, I do not reply your each and every letter. I always think of you because you are all my heart and soul. I am so pleased to have your association. Personally, I am humble servant of Krishna, as you are also, but I am deputed to accept your service just to transfer it to Krishna as via media. I shall try to do this service to you and Krishna throughout my life. Personally, I have no credit for myself, but I am trying to act as faithful servant of my predecessors and just presenting without any adulteration the message which I have received from my spiritual master. Personally, I am non-entity. I have come here on the order of my spiritual master, and he has kindly sent all you boys to assist me. Practically, there is no credit for me. If there is any credit, it goes to my spiritual master, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada, who is helping me by sending me so many good souls like you in this movement. So far I am concerned, I am a humble disciple of His Divine Grace, Om Vishnupad Sri Srimad Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj, who was the original pioneer of spreading this movement in the Western world. So far I'm concerned, I don't take any credit, but I'm confident that because I'm presenting the Vedic knowledge as it is, without any adulteration, it is being effective. That is my contribution. So we are not devotees, therefore we should first fast, and those who are devotees, they'll take as much as they like. I was telling fasting because I am not a devotee, laughs. For me, fasting is good. If I eat more, atyahara. So we, of course, we are not so advanced, but we have got many examples of advanced devotees. Still, there are in India. You will find in Vrindavan and other places, actually they have no means, simply depending on Krishna. Sometimes I become surprised how I have written these books. Although I am the writer, still sometimes I am surprised how these things have come. Such vivid description, where is such literature throughout the whole world? Sometimes I think that even though I am crippled in many ways, if one of my disciples becomes as strong as Dhruva Maharaj, then he will be able to carry me with him to Vaikuntha Loka. That's my credit. I didn't like to take the position of Krishna. I remained a servant of Krishna and I spoke what Krishna said. That's all. This is my credit. The business which we have taken to work together is neither your business nor my business as far as we are personally concerned, but it is the business of Lord Chaitanya and his bona fide servants like my Guru Maharaj. There is no credit for me, but it is only a tiny attempt and humble attempt. So if one man could do, if you say some success, why not all of us? The beating with shoes and broomstick is also another tapasya. For men like us who have no control over the mind, we should practice this tapasya, beating the mind with shoes and broomstick. Then it can be controlled. This Krishna consciousness movement is expanding by their help. I am alone, but they are helping me. They are my gurus. I am not their guru, because they are helping me in executing my Guru Maharaj's order. Unless my Guru Maharaj is pleased, what I am worth, it is due to his pleasure. We are doing the same thing. When we go to God, we ask Him, kindly give me the bundle on my head. My family may become happy. I may have a large amount of money to enjoy material things. We ask that. That is our foolishness. We ask for material things. We do not become proud to have very scientific, accurate knowledge by speculation. We are not such people. We are taught by the Parampara system that we are humble servants of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and what our Master says, we accept it. We have started this movement in a humble way, but we are inviting cooperation of people who are interested for the peace of the world. Whatever is being done, it is not on account of my intelligence or endeavor, because I am simply an instrument in the hands of my spiritual master. Whatever is being done, there is no credit for me, but all the credit goes to my spiritual master, because he has arranged everything and I am simply to abide by his order. Whatever position I have got, it is by Guru's mercy and the Vaishnava's blessings. Otherwise, I am insignificant. So I wish that Sridhar Maharaj may bestow his blessings as he was doing always, and my Guru Maharaj may help me. Whatever translation work I have done is through the inspiration of my spiritual master, because personally I am most insignificant and incompetent to do this materially impossible work. When they chant and dance, I simply remember Bhaktivinoda Thakur. That's all. I pray to Bhaktivinoda Thakur, now they have come to your shelter. Give them protection. That's all. What can I do more? I cannot do anything more. Without your good help, I could not have done anything, so practically you can take all the credit for spreading this Krishna consciousness movement and fulfilling the prophecy of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And we have last 4 quotes. You are at liberty to make many questions like that. So long I can, I must make answers to your questions, but when I fail, I shall ask you to excuse me. You can keep a note of my activities and can wait for writing book at suitable time. You have given me the credit of being the best disciple of Prabhupada. That is very kind of you, but I am just trying to serve him. Whatever success there is, it is due to his mercy. Your sentiments and nice words are worthy to be offered to my Guru Maharaj. I am quite unfit for such words. Whatever I am doing, it is due to the work of my Guru Maharaj. Actually, he is the power behind me, and I am only an instrument. Okay, so we have read 82 quotes in relation to Srila Prabhupada and his humility. Srila Prabhupada has expressed his humility by giving credit to his spiritual master, by explaining his achievements as the mercy of his spiritual master. He was giving credit to his disciples also for helping him. He was calling them that they are his spiritual masters. And we see throughout these quotes again and again, he's saying that he's insignificant, unworthy, and that actually all the credit belongs to his spiritual master. And one thing that Srila Prabhupada mentioned is that his only credit is that he didn't change the original message of the Acharyas. That's his main credit. So, do you have any questions? If anybody is listening or watching on the internet, thank you for listening to this. This was from banipedia.org. This is online encyclopedia of Srila Prabhupada's teachings, and there is a nice search option. You can find categories. Categories are selection of systematically presented quotes for Srila Prabhupada on 14,400 topics. So you can take advantage of Vanipedia and you can learn more about humility from this category. We have read only one section. It's called Prabhupada and His Humility, and there is many other sections there about humility. So if you want to study Srila Prabhupada's teachings thematically, then Vanipedia can help you. Okay, thank you very much for listening. Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.